One. So there we go, the frame is in, the base frame, and you just got to make sure that the angles are right, the 90-degree angles. When you're doing these. And that it's all flat and level. So you can adjust it as you go, packing it up underneath with bricks and stuff until you get it to the right level. And use your spirit level, which is this. As you can see, that's not. But this one should be. Oh, near enough. And once it's relatively flat and level, like that is, you can see the difference with the slope that goes down there. We never level that up 100%. You can't really tell until you actually put one in at a true level, which is that, because that is a truly level bed. And as you can see, the slope does drop off by about 6 or 7 inches over the span of that 9 foot, because that's relatively close to the floor there, that first plank, whereas that one's a good 6 or 7 inches up. So now all that's in, and it's got the noggins. These are 2x2 staves, if you want, that we've knocked in and screwed to the outside decking timbers. I'm happy with that. That'll do the job. So the next step is to get these in, which are the tubes, and these are 22.5 inches, because that's what we had. The length of the tubing created 6 22.5 inch lengths. It was 136 inches, something like that. And so that's what you get out of it. So we've got 6 of those, 1 in each corner and 1 in the middle of the long sections. Now when I measured this, I measured these out at 6 feet, knowing that it's 13 feet. So at 6.5 feet, that's where that central tube will go. And we know that the staves are not going to interfere with that. See, it's all pre-planned, this. No messing about. 1 in that corner there as well. So that's your next step, getting them in. And because these are metal, we don't want to bend them with a lump hammer, a metal lump hammer. So you can either, as you put them in, put a piece of wood over the top before you hammer it, or you can use a rubber hammer, which we've got somewhere knocking around. Either way, we'll have a crack on and we'll see what we can do with that. Is here now, Magic?
Aye. Question my chat.
So,
chat there, and there's question time.
Yeah, there's question time, yeah. Right, so that's your next step. So that's our first one in, and it's half in the ground, then half out of the ground. And when you measure what's left, these are 5 inches, the timbers, and the remainder that's sticking above the timbers is again 5 inches. Now there's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches there, and they're 22 inches long, so it's half in and half out of the ground-ish. So if we leave that 5 inches sticking above the parapet as we go around, then it should be uniform, and when we put the poles in, they should sit right then. If we put the frame in after, it should sit right. Okay, there we are, first one's in. And it looks alright from all angles, as you'll see. Straight and bonny. And that's not even set in yet, that's just placed in. So once we wedge it and adjust it slightly, that'll be bang on. That's your first one, second, third. So that's the next manoeuvre. I'll just give Mick a lift with that. So the frames get in there. We've drilled firstly pilot holes through, and then used the 6mm drill bit through both, and then slotted that 6mm bolt through. Hiya mate. Stuck a nut on. And that's probably the most expensive thing we bought, the bolts. That came to about £9 for 20 bolts, but we don't need 20. And there's them clamps there. Now I took a clamp. I took a clamp to get it measured to see if the bolts were good. We needed more bolts, more nuts. Sorry.
Was that drill bit you had, Tony? Sorry.
I've got it here, man.
I think I've come up with somebody sitting again. Bridge Engineering School.
Saying I've got it here. Hang on a minute. So as I say, we had 3 clamps. I took one because we didn't have any nuts for it to B&Q, and I believe I've left it at B&Q like a fool when I picked up the nuts and bolts. So Mick's coming up with a solution. We have got the actual curved bit of metal, but we don't have
Bridge Engineering College.
Bridge Engineering College. We're coming up with it. He's coming up with a solution.
Yeah, she'll work there. Bigger than all.
Yeah, I think they're going to be 8mm.
The biggest bit though. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there should be an 8. Here we go. Watch this now. Like Elon Musk.
Yeah, spinning round like a rocket ship. Taking the leg off. Sorry about your aesthetics, the bed on your bed.
The aesthetics. You're ruining my aesthetics. So this is going to be the solution, we think.
Oh man, you can go a bit harder. No, I didn't. Those Bridge Engineering School.
You can bend them in a tadge.
It's not that way, is it? That was St Helens College when I went there for a couple of weeks.
St Helens College, that? Yeah.
That was
They're really in a bit,
an
don't they?
experience, that was. Yeah, that's got to do us, mate.
That's going to do us. Belting. Fantastic. Right, we'll see you in a minute then when we get this sorted.
You're off to eat.
Now, unfortunately, the bars are a little bit long. And under normal circumstances, that would be a hacksaw job, which would take ages and it would make your arms sore. But Mick's got a little Jenny there, a little generator, and also feeding out to that, which you can plug into at 240 and run that, which we're going to show you right now.
You're on.
You ready? Do it! Gotta get that one now. And she's done.
Stop filming.
Oh, come on, Tom.
Yep.
Could have better than that style, actually. dark. It's like one of them Cirque du Soleil jobs. So that's it, both trimmed off. Now it just needs netting up. So, jobs are good one. So we've just fitted in those curved bars that you can see. And what that does is it gives it stability through the lateral movement and stops it from shaking that way. I'm on my vapor. So you can see the curved bars there. So it's 2 further holes that needed to be drilled. You need a good steel bit for this job. And what we've used is the 8mm steel bits because the actual bolts are 6mm. But the 8mm one with the power drill goes through quite quick. So I use a sort of a 4mm one first for the pilot holes, and then the 8mm, and then the bolts are 6mm. So they go in dead easy. It allows for any twisty turny bits. But it looks good, doesn't it? Next week they're tenting so that it looks like that. We've run out of time today. I wanted to do it today really because I'm an impetuous fool, but we have run out of time today for doing that. But the framing is going to be spot on, and it'll be nice and firm and steady and solid, which is what you want. Okie doke. See you in a bit.
Adios.
Adios, amigos.
Good day's work there. Check it out.
Off now, aren't you, pal?
Yeah. Little baby. Chuff it up, mate.
All the curves are in there, the side supports. Give it a shove there, Mick, see if it moves. Give it a bit of a shove. And once the door frame's in, that'll firm that up. That'll be saying that. Sound as a pain.
See you next week.
Thanks very much, pal. And you. Have a good time up in Scotland. The Fat Olive, yeah. Nice one, pal. See you later on. So, yeah, good day's work. Stay tuned for next week when the tent will be on.
New gate next, John.
Yeah, got a new gate for there as well, eh? See you later, mate. Yeah, quite pleased with it. Looks alright, looks good. Looks like a professional one. Looks like it's actually been bought from a supplier's, which it hasn't been. The hoops are kind of cobbled together, really, from different bits and pieces. Well, you can buy the frames. You can buy the hoop frames, no problem at all. You can get them. Don't ask me where. You'll have to have a look around on the internet for that. But we've made it good by putting the screws in, doing the pilot holes, putting the screws in, all of that kind of stuff. And sorry, the bolts, 6mm bolts through. They're like coach bolt type of things. And yeah, so it's all screwed and bolted and nutted and secure. See you later. And we paid the rent as well. The rent has been paid, all 35 quid of it. £35. Not much, is it? It's not much really, that, for what you get. Obviously you have to spend a lot of work and energy and a certain amount of expense to build things like that. The thing we've got behind us and the thing in front of us. But if you get your thinking caps on, you can do it much cheaper than just buying it off the shelf, you know. And that's what we're in the process of doing. The decking timbers, if you look back in the videos from about 2 months ago, the decking timbers were taken off a deck that I took out from my mate's place, and we got hundreds of them, literally about 127 I think of them, ranging in size from about 11 feet to 16 feet. And Sue and Chris helped us to bring them up. And we've just sort of, as I say, cobbled things together. That aluminium tube that we used down for doing these was an old flagpole that Mick acquired. He didn't really steal it from outside the police station. At least I don't think he did. Mind you, with Mick, you never know, do you? But he acquired it, and it's one that he had at his house, the flagpole. And so we've used that. It's an aluminium flagpole that we've cut down to make that. To make the those. I don't know what you would call those. Ground supports? Don't know. Anyway, that's what they are. That's where they are. That's what they look like. And it's all together. Now, as I say, it needs to be framed up. It needs to be netted up now. We've got that. It's not quite central because these were made for this bar and not for these that we've had to joint them together with because we didn't have any of the connecting joints. So inside there, like you saw yesterday, that's all glued with the strong stuff adhesive glue, and it has held them in place quite nicely, that, so that's okay. Yeah, so as I say, stay tuned for next week, and we'll hopefully have this finished off by next Sunday. And Bob's your uncle. Alright, have a cracking week. As I say, might see you in the week. Gonna do the Friday fit bit next Friday as well, hopefully, where me and Sapper Gardener Rob will be tracking our progress on the weight loss and the muscular redefinition of our physiques for the late 40s, early 50s male. Right, see you later. Have a good one. Crack on. Ta-da.